I'm Rodolfo Leon, and this is my playthrough through the alpha version 1.0. This was the version made for the weekend in May 6th. So for now, options and about don't work. Exit does work. Not going to put that just right now. So as a as a player, like knowing that I most likely will have heard about this game either from Twitter or something like that, and then downloaded it from the Corkbrick page for the Corkbrick Europe page, then knowing that I will assume this is a construction game, at least because of the product. So I most likely be more inclined to use the design mode. So, and it's loading, and I'm going to select some of the blocks. So right now, I like knowing the controls. It's going to be like, okay, so I can open the inventory with the E key, which is a key that is usually used for most of, well, for a lot of games. And like by clicking on the icons, which is a natural response of a lot of people, kind of like to click on the object. Mostly like if you have a cursor, then I will see that I can select the objects. So right now, I will be like, okay, so we're on an island, so and we have these blocks to build, kind of like knowing that it's from a sustainable company that seeks to do sustainable things, then I will be like, okay, maybe I will try to do a house or something like that. And then I will see that the blocks are very small. They will be like, okay, maybe doing a house with these blocks could happen, but they are too small. So I will be like, okay. Um, so depending on if in the page there is a kind of like information, or in future iterations there is a way to submit a construction, or kind of like, yeah, kind of like to have maybe even an in-game catalog of the cost of the structures made by other players. I will just be kind of like, okay, so what can I build from this? So I most likely will start um, placing a lot of random blocks. Most likely kind of like this. So I will be like, okay, mm, what next? So maybe I will go for a more artistic approach. I mean, that's what I feel right now doing. So yeah, most likely that's going to be like the case for well, at least for a player like me. That I mean, I'm very attuned with the building part of games, but wait. Okay. Sorry, I was going to select the double one, but I just wasn't picking the correct block. So it's something like this, and then I'm going to put some blocks like this. I don't know. I will be kind of like making a sculpture, because kind of these blocks can also be used in kind of like in a more artistic way, you could say. Yeah. So yeah, that one. Okay. So like that, like that. Okay, so I'm getting. Hmm. I'm not sure what should I build actually. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Let's just see where we get at the end. So maybe I will try to do. Well, I'm sure I want to do something a little bit kind of like a humanoid sculpture, if that even can be possible right now. I don't know, but I mean like the once you get the grasp of how to place the blocks, you can start building a lot quicker. Also, knowing that you can that you can pretty much yeah that you can pretty much what is it called? Kind of like copy the rotation of some blocks. Most likely, also something that I didn't thought about at that moment, but maybe like I would also kind of like want to build one of the solutions. Maybe kind of like okay, so what they're exactly doing, kind of like what they're doing at CorkbrickPlay, pretty much, and from there, yeah, from there, kind of like try to do something myself, if that makes any sense. Kind of like okay, so look, so kind of like seeing what you have been doing. Yeah, I think I'm going to open CorkbrickPlay on my phone. Kind of like I'm going to go to CorkbrickPlay and get one of the instructions because I think that will be more interesting to watch even. So CorkbrickPlay. Here we go. Mm, so going through here, and from the page, I'm going to. Where are the solutions? Solutions. You know what? I'm going to try to do the one that is with the like before I continue with those ones. I'm going to try to build the one with for the office. So kind of like that. Uh-huh. So I do like a lot how the building system came out. Not just because I work on it, because I mean like that can be a little bit of bias. Like yeah, that can be a little bit of bias, but also kind of like I think you can build very quickly with it without really kind of well with all the preview and all the hotkeys that has been implemented kind of like for example right now uh, getting the grasp of oh while getting the grasp of how to place it. Oh my god, this one is going to be a little bit hard, yeah, but I think it's once you get a little bit of the grasp of how to properly place blocks, it's not as hard as it can be at the start. So like that, and then I can continue from there. It was something like this, right? But how long? But how long it is? It is. Uh, let's make it. Um, 5, 6, 7, 7. Let's make it 7. All in all sides. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think this is a little bit longer. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Ah, no, it's exactly 7. That's cool. That's fine. Fine. Works for me. So uh, I'm going to get a little bit closer. Also, there's the FOB. It's here. It was on options. Well, was on the old menu. I think it's not longer present on this new menu. Should be. Okay. So something like that. Yeah. Yeah, about this one. Okay. So you definitely can place it right if you place it on that block, but maybe like working with the 4D is not as easy as it should be, but it's manageable. Yeah. So now we just end up with this one, yeah, like that. And how tall should this be? Should be around like 7, kind of like that, kind of like 7 tall. So I'm going to place them like that. Yeah, something like that. And this should be just like this. The same over here. And I'm going to, well, I assume this will be kind of like another double, something like that. Because if this should be 40 centimeters. So like 1 meter. So maybe the same on top, something like that. Kind of like almost 2 meters. Yeah, I think that's unreasonable. Also, I forgot to put the separation things here, which yeah, I should. Um, so for those ones, I think actually you are going to need the the 3D, right? I think so. Yeah, something like that. So if I go like this, I snap that in. I'm going to make it just like two to the sides. That seems about right. And to do the same in all directions. 1, 2. Okay. I will do the same for the rest of them. Okay. Okay, something like that. And now the 3Ds should be just able to rotate them and then place them just as they are. Yeah, something like that. I will rotate the one here. There we go. There we go. Now I will go from here. So from analyzing kind of like me as a player will kind of like start analyzing how did you build kind of like these structures. I was going with something artistic over here, but I think like most likely will kind of like if there is this kind of like store in a way, yeah, it will be kind of like a store or kind of like even like like a catalog of people creations, because that's something that should kind of inspire a lot of people to do their own creations, is looking at what others has done, not only like the company creations, but just like to be able to access all the creations from, yeah, from pretty much every user, kind of like storing the creations on a DB, something like that. Maybe even kind of like be able to visualize them through the game, kind of like if they send, if we have like a file to save the yeah, if we have a file to save the this one is going to be a little bit trickier actually. Yeah, because we're not hitting the ground there. Okay, so for this one I think I'm going to no. Yeah, actually, yeah, here will be an exception because, yeah, of course, I cannot hit the, well, I cannot place it down because it is almost all the way buried. That block is almost all the way buried up. So, well, down actually. It's not up, but yeah. Well, well, at least I mean we can place this one like this and yeah. Okay. Okay. So. Oh, oops. There we go. There we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to. Well, I don't know if I'm building this right because I don't. Well, I didn't watch at the exact instructions. I'm just kind of like predicting from the page image. But the thing is, yeah, I think something that pretty much have to be implemented at least at one moment or yeah, at one point. Pretty much is a way to kind of like visualize all the community buildings, kind of like what does the core brick community has built, and have that on not only kind of like the page catalog. I mean, having them on the page could be good, actually. Kind of like, yeah, visualizing them on the, but maybe like using the save system or something like that to visualize the the user creations. Yeah, kind of like what some games does with the creative mode. I don't know, it's creative mode, but yeah, something like that. Uh, kind of like most likely will inspire other people's to, well, to go and look at the other people's creations, and also kind of like get inspired by them to do new creations. Yep. So should be something like this. So this should be kind of like a meter up, something like that. A meter top. Oh, yeah. Should be something along those lines. Um, okay. I mean, yes, this is well, this process of course takes its time because obviously it's block by block, kind of like the construction. But I mean, like that's why the construction system was built so extensively, so like people do have like the freedom to place these blocks as they please, kind of. Yeah. So like that. Okay. So now just like this part. I mean, I'm sure this is taking lot less time than building them on the real world. But yeah, I mean, yeah, these are, well, yeah, this does take a lot of time, a lot of blocks, and that's why also I think um, core bricks should be left more to build the well, furniture, kind of like to build furniture in the game, or kind of like to give the player freedom to build furniture, kind of like even having some kind of like how they are called, um kind of like building spots, kind of like foundations. Yeah, that's the word. Foundations, kind of like having like a foundation, and that will vary the size depending on, of course, like the type of foundation it is, and from there, depending on the foundation, that's the file that's going to be stored on the database, kind of like just the foundations that the like kind of like the player will have access to its own foundations, kind of like locally, and he can select maybe something like up to three, something like that, and those foundations will be used kind of like in a catalog, you could say, kind of like a catalog that will be visualized by other people, and then maybe even they could vote for yeah, they could vote for the best ones, and those best ones will be the ones selected by the company to be produced. That there we will have like a metric to see which ones could be the best ones, kind of like not to be produced but to be featured, kind of like, yeah. And also kind of like if someone is using the game and they're like, okay, so we want to make something like this, and they search for something similar on the catalog, maybe somebody already made that solution and it's just there, so um, they could ask for that specific solution made by another user. Then, of course, the user will be compensated for what he did, and the company will make the or could or can make the order for that custom build, of course. Um, okay, so almost done. It took a lot of time actually. Yeah, and I think it's not accurate accurate size. No, no, by far, no, it's not. It's not accurate size. Well, at least I know Robinson Crusoe is almost like 2 meters tall, so eh, a little bit. Yeah, yeah, no, not sure if it's accurate size, but at least I mean, maybe making this a little bit taller, and yeah, of course, maybe you could fit like a tiny table here. Maybe yeah, this should be a little bit longer to this side, but I mean, yeah, there's one of the solutions. Here I was making, I don't know, looks like a sandcastle. Um, yeah, I'm not sure, but I mean, the construction system is really entertaining. Entertaining, like to do something like this and like that, and kind of like to kind of like can do some weird stuff like kind of like this, for example. Something like this is, yeah, it wasn't able to be done with the old with the old iteration of the building system, something like this. Maybe even like, I think this shouldn't work, but maybe it's just I just managed to fit it. Yes, just as you can see, it's just fitting just by a small, yeah, by almost nothing. But yeah, it does fit. Kind of like if it can physically fit the block, it will be placed kind of like here. I can't place that block there because it's colliding with that inner block, something like this. I mean, yeah, this is a very weird structure, but uh, I think this is something that actually could be done with the bricks. I mean, just as they are right now. Yeah, of course, this is something that can be. Ah, sorry, it was rotated in a weird way. Okay. Yeah, that's how I want it. Yeah. So something, yeah, kind of like this wouldn't be able to be done by the old system. So that's definitely progress. Uh, yep. So well, yep. I don't know, like hmm. Ah, of course, this is not kind of like a full joint. So it should be something like this. Yeah, something like that. So yep, that's my full walkthrough. Well, at least from for the design mode. I'm seeing that I took like 30 minutes. So I'm sorry, but thank you for watching for this long. Uh, I mean, it is entertaining to use this system. Uh, just like the thing that like kind of like right now, kind of like to make solutions. I think like the design mode is very interesting. Having foundations, kind of like I don't know, like having a special spot to build, and then naming that foundation. I don't know, like table, something like that. Maybe kind of like I don't know, like drawer or I don't know, some sort of chair, something like that. Like naming them in in the way you want, kind of like that. I think that will also kind of like be helpful, kind of like to catalogize them and for other people to be able to look at them. Of course, kind of like right now, this box doesn't have any physics. So for example, this should be falling down, but yeah, that's another discussion. um, so yeah, I'm actually very pleased on how the building system end up, like from what it comes and how it has evolved. It it does has a lot of potential, kind of like a lot of things can be done, but with this freedom, a lot of implementations from even other companies can be introduced without that much difficulty, to be honest. So yeah, also kind of yeah. So that's pretty much all, and I'm just going to exit and well, showcase that functionality as well. So, bye bye. Thank you for watching my 30 minutes gameplay of CorkbrickPlay. I did enjoy using the blocks, but I mean, I know all the controls kind of like by heart. So, yeah, that's also something important, kind of like how to teach the player the controls without just with a manual. And that's something that most likely the parrot will be in charge of. So, well, thank you again, and see you.